Newly discovered documents from the Paradise Papers show the Liberal Party's top fundraiser, Stephen Bronfman, was directly linked to companies that were owed millions by an offshore Cayman Islands trust well into the 2000s, despite his strong denials he had any involvement in the trust after 1998. The documents show how a Delaware-based company closely connected to the Montreal-based financier was owed $8 million from the Kalber Trust, set up for former Liberal Sen. Leo Kalber and his family in the no-tax Cayman Islands. In a statement immediately after the release of the Paradise Papers leak and its revelation that key Liberal Party fundraisers were tied to offshore tax schemes in the Cayman Islands, Bronfman said his only connection to the Kalber Trust was a $5 million loan in 1997 that was quickly repaid within months. Stephen Bronfman had no other direct or indirect involvement whatsoever in the Kalber Trust, the statement said. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau quickly came to the defense of Bronfman, a longtime family friend who led the fundraising efforts for Trudeau's leadership bid and the financially and politically successful 2015 federal election campaign. "We have received assurances that all rules were followed and we are satisfied with those assurances," Trudeau told reporters during an overseas news conference last week. Still, newly discovered documents from corporate registries, the Securities and Exchange Commission in the United States and the Paradise Papers database show that Bronfman was a key member/shareholder of Claridge Israel LLC, a Delaware company that was owed more than $8 million by the Kalber Trust. One Paradise Papers document shows that as late as 2005, the borrower, the Kalber Trust, still owed Claridge Israel more than $7 million. The documents show that the initial loan was provided by a Canadian-numbered company and that the debt was later acquired by Claridge Israel LLC. Claridge Israel was set up as part of the Bronfman family's expansion into Israel, acquiring shares in the telecommunications and agriculture sectors. It is closely connected to Claridge Incorporated, the Montreal investment arm of the Bronfman family run by Stephen Bronfman as its executive chairman. Bronfman's lawyer, William Brock, did not respond to a specific question about Bronfman's connection to Claridge Israel and the loan to the Kalber Trust. "We reiterate that our client has always acted properly and ethically, including fully complying with all applicable laws and requirements, and any assertion to the contrary is simply not true," he said. No further comment is necessary. The Paradise Papers documents also show that the Claridge Israel loan was later transferred to two U.S.-based trusts, including the Charles R. Bronfman Trust, also directly linked to Stephen Bronfman. This trust is primarily for the benefit of Charles R. Bronfman, and Stephen R. Bronfman and his descendants, a document filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission says. The Kalber Trust was set up in 1991 when Leo Kalber, Stephen Bronfman's godfather and at that time a Canadian senator, was head of Claridge in Montreal. It was part of a larger network of companies that helped expand the Bronfman empire into Israel in the 1990s.